Hey guys, so this video is mainly for first period and third period. I have a workshop. It's a continuation of what I learned last Tuesday that I kind of incorporated today for Monday's class with the whole This Is Us and group work and learning about your groups. So I'm doing this video just with my voice, not seeing me. You really don't need to see me when I do a video anyway. So we're going to start here in our home screen. We are on 1357 today. Here are your times if you don't remember. I'm not sure how most teachers do their lunches for virtual, but I know I like to work straight through, and I implore you to do lunch for third period from 12:30 through. But there's going to be a hitch in that, so I'm going to show you really quick what we've got going on here. The video that you're watching is going to be here. Obviously, it's not here now because I'm making it. But this is where I'm going to put the video for you to obviously watch through. So third period Zoom class meetings, please, if you're in my third period, pay close attention. I want you to begin classwork at 10:45 normally. You're going to work with your groups from yesterday or check the groupings I've placed in the group work module. I'm going to show you where that is. So in modules, group work is at the top now. I've done a little bit of rearranging in here to help you out. And I'm going to talk about this in a little bit. But in case you forgot what group you're in, if you click on groups by the class, if this doesn't pop up, that's fine. Just click this link right here. It's going to throw you into a PDF that I've given you access to. And here's my groupings by class period. So this is period 1, groups 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then I have period 2 will not be meeting today. Here are your groupings for third period. So reach out to these students here. It's easy to email each other because if you're emailing through your Google Mail, your Gmail through PCSD, all you have to do is start typing that person's name and their stuff comes up. So for your assignment today, just make sure that you're working in those slides and you're working as a group. And I have that down here. And then fifth period, I'll be back. And obviously now everybody can see like what group you're in if you forget. If I make changes, I'll make changes to this as well. So that's how you can view that. I'm going to go back to the home screen and continue on through what you need to do. Come to our Zoom class at 12:05. My workshop gets over with at 12 o'clock. I would like you to be in Zoom at 12:05. The minute you are in, I'm just going to check in with you, make sure you have no questions, mark you for present, and then let you get back to work. So it's a quick in and kind of out thing. But instead of you doing a Google form that I'm going to forget to use to do the attendance form with, this I think is the easiest bet. So tomorrow, Tuesday, for attendance, 12:05 is when I want you to come in here and click on that link right there, that Tuesday, Thursday Zoom class link. Come in, check in, I'll mark you present, and you can get back to work. Make sure you take your lunch from 12:30 to 12:59. So you should be working from 10:45 to 12:30 or until you are finished with today's assignment. All right. Announcements, we're going to be working in lesson 1.12. We have group slides with a discussion, but obviously I won't be here to do the discussion with first and third. I'm going to do a Metimeter questions and discussion. I'm going to show you what that looks like first and third, but again, you will not do this because I will not be there. I'll be in a workshop. But you can work in the student workbook. There will never be an age of artificial intimacy by Sherry Turkle. And then you have this right here. So you are going to be doing the whole class with me. I'm going to show you my whole class part. You need to work with your group intended, and then you need to do the independent part. And I'm going to talk to you about that a little as well. If you weren't here Monday, we did the This Is Us group slides. Your group can show you what those look like, but I have removed those from access from the Canvas. If you weren't here Monday, please read through my grades. Yes, my daughter did break her arm, and I spent 12 hours in a hospital, so all my grading that I was planning on doing Thursday and Friday did not get to be done. It will be done throughout the week, and your grade in Skyward will undoubtedly change if you have done late work for me. All right, so let's get into what we are doing today. In modules, the first thing I would like everybody to do is do a digital check-in. I'm going to try to do these once, if not twice, every term. I just think it'd be fun. So you want to click on this and get in, and you're going to throw into this cute little form here. And each of these things I need the day's date. I need your first and last name. And remember that you are a proper noun. So, oh, I didn't want to edit that. My bad. You are a proper noun, and the beginning letters need to be capitalized. Click on the class period you are in for me. How are you doing? This is optional. You can tell me how you're doing, you know, living the life, whatever. Are you this or that? Are you cooking at home and that's how you are? Are you, you know, drive through and getting fast food and going about your day? Here you feel free to leave me a note. How are you feeling? What's going on? What questions do you have about class? If I'm not okay, I'm having a really difficult time, you can say, well, this doesn't apply to me, I'm just fine. But if you need me, here's some options that you can go with. I need some academic goals that you have for yourself the second 9 weeks. Are you going to keep up with my schedule? Are you going to do better on the learning checkpoints? Are you going to do some remediation work? What's going on? Are you going to improve your writing? What are you wanting to do here for academic wise for my class? And then how are you going to obtain that goal from above? The steps you will take to get there. So having a goal is great, but if you don't have, you know, the proper steps to get there, it's going to be kind of a unobtainable goal right there. So do this first. It should take you less than about 5 minutes. And then we're going to work on through and get into lesson 1.2. So lesson 1.12, believing in and doubting virtual empathy. I believe I went over this with some of y'all today on Monday, but today's Tuesday that you're watching this, pardon me. Sometimes it's weird making these videos the night before or the day before, but at least you get a little bit of instruction. So this is what we are doing in this particular piece of lesson, and we're going to demonstrate our understanding through written responses to the opening claim as well as descriptive outlines. We played with that in 1.5, and you're going to be doing them again. Your slides are here, right? Your slides are here, so I'm going to pull them slides up on my own from my computer. It's just a little bit easier. So, believing, doubting, and claim. We're going to go right into slides, group slides. So, period 1, you have this where you get to go in, and when you go into that, it's going to pop you right into where, I know this says 6 period. I just have this there. But you're going to click on, I guess I'll walk you through it how you would be doing it. So period 1, you're going to click on here, click on your slide there, and it's going to throw you right on in. Remember your groups. Okay, remember your group numbers, right? So if you're group 1, you're working in slide 1 where it says group 1. And please remember, don't click on a slide and then hit delete, because that deletes the slide and it moves everybody around. You don't want to do that. If you accidentally do it, it's a quick command or control Z will undo that, because I'm going to be really busy in this workshop and I will not be able to really fix this. So manage your stuff wisely. I would like you to establish some team roles. So we're going to start working on this. I should have done this earlier today on Monday, but I kind of did it towards the end. So I made this, and I'll put this in our group work, just a reminder, as a reminder. So we need a facilitator. We definitely need a facilitator, have to have that. Keep group on task and focused throughout the task. You have a monitor. You're keeping track of time. Some people get a minute to share. You're keeping track of that individual's time and the group time. So if I give you 6 minutes to do something, that monitor is keeping track of that time. And hey, you know, we're coming up on 2 minutes, guys. The recorder is basically your typer. They're going to type in the team's collaborative answers within your group slide. And then team members. So if there's a group higher than 3, we need a team member that you're going to be fully participating, obviously. Proofreading, adding pictures and or colors to slides, etc. Make it stand out. So this is your job. All right. We need to establish these roles before we get started. And this is your job. I'm not about to do this for you. I'm not here to hold your hand. So you establish these roles before you start beginning this particular piece. So let's have a look at this. Select the link to redirect your own class slide. Find your group number and wait for instructions. I've just given you instructions on the video, obviously. As a group, discuss your prompt and come up with a few reasons using some text evidence from the claim. using keywords, not rewriting the claim in your own words is what I'm talking about here. You have 6 minutes. I was going to do a whole group share, but if you're in first and third, obviously we can't do that. Some examples, like if you were to believe the statement, pretend that you believe the claim even if you don't, and give as many reasons as you can. The claim being only humans, not robots, can provide empathy. You could say, well, you can't judge a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes. We've all heard that. And I could put that down with robots don't wear shoes, so robots can't provide empathy. So it's a little deductive reasoning there, and it seems a little minuscule, but it works. And I'm using the words like robots and man's for humans. And I'm using the word empathy there. So you're not technically rewriting the claim. You're just either saying you believe it even if you don't, or you doubt the claim even if you don't. And you're giving your reasons why. So if I were doubting this claim, I could say that the robots in A Bot to Watch Over Me provided the elderly Japanese in the video with empathy. So I can even grab resources from the other things that we've done, the other stuff that we've read, and use that to help prove that claim. So you're going to come in here to your group slides. It says begin here. Double click on that, and then start typing. And when you get the second idea, hit the enter to give yourself another bullet. You get another idea, hit the enter. And remember, everything's going to start with I believe this because, and go right into what would come after because. You don't have to type this over and over and over again. All right. So once you're done with those, and I'll be able to see those when you're all done, so I'll be checking in if I can. We were going to have a quick stop here and do a class discussion, but I want you to keep moving forward. This is what I'm a little upset about missing out with you. Read the first 2 paragraphs of Sherry Turkle's opinion piece, There Will Never Be an Age of Artificial Intimacy, and annotate each paragraph after you read it using the annotation guidelines found both on the student workbook and in the Canvas assignment. You can also listen to the audio recording as you read. You can't listen to it through the Chromebooks because we don't have access. I think this is blocked still. But y'all can read it. You'll be just fine. Right? So we've already done this, so I'm going to X out of these things. And this is the Metimeter I was going to use for today. And I'm kind of upset that we don't get to use it. So it says, click here to respond to the question and the prompt on the slide in our Metimeter poll. So this was going to be neat because we were going to see everybody's like answers popping up at the same time in real time, and then see who kind of had the right answer to begin with. Y'all can still do this. I just won't be there. You won't be able to see it kind of pop up on the screen like I'd hoped you would. But you can still plug in your answers if you want. You're more than welcome. I just don't know what it's going to look like on your end when you don't have me as the teacher there showing you what it should look like in the end. But this is where you need to go back into your modules and go to your student workbooks, and you're going into There Will Never Be an Age of Artificial Intimacy. And I give you annotation guidelines here. You're going to use the comment feature to identify the claim, highlight rhetorical moves, and bold and underline appealing language. Remember, you click on this link and it pops you into this. Whatever you do in here, as you can see, I'm on here twice, will happen in here. And to help you out further, I've included the same annotation guidelines right here in the passage for you to help you just remember what you're doing. So here it said to read the first 2 paragraphs. We're reading these 2 right here. We're annotating, commenting on claim, highlighting rhetorical moves, bold and underlining appealing languages. And then we were going to start our Metimeter poll, answering a few questions. So once you have these annotated, I would just consider this, and you can go answer the poll if you choose, but I would move on. Read the 3rd, 4th, and 5th paragraphs of Turkle's piece. Annotate each paragraph after you read it using the annotation guidelines. Yada, yada, yada. You can also listen to the audio recording. I've already talked about that. Think about whether you would consider Turkle a believer or doubter of the initial claim. Only humans, not robots, can provide empathy. And then as a whole class, we're going to return to our Mentimeter to answer the question. Just have that answer in your mind. And I think maybe when I return on Thursday for y'all, we'll do the quick Mentimeter and just see where we are. I think you can answer them, but I'm not sure how you can progress through them if I'm not there showing you the answers and seeing it in real time. So we might play around with this a little bit in the very beginning of Thursday's class to see what it should have looked like as a whole class. But you should be reading the 3rd and 4th and 5th paragraphs, definitely. All right, descriptive outlining. Recall the process of descriptive outlining that you experienced in lesson 1.5 and examine the sample descriptive outline that analyzes the first 5 paragraphs for you. And notice the strong verbs that are used to describe what Turkle does. So we're kind of back to this. Remember, the says is a summary. A summary is taking the main points and putting them in your own words. The does is explaining, using those strong verbs, what the writer is doing for the reader. Like she's demonstrating here, she's debunking, she's distinguishing, she's asserting. You're using those strong verbs. So you're going to read the rest of Turkle's argument. And you can also listen to the audio. I know I've said that before. Annotate the text as you can probably listen to this audio. If you've got the slides on your phone, you can probably listen to the audio on your phone as you read it on your screen. That would probably be the best bet for you. And again, listening to somebody read as you watch the words, as you look at the words as they're reading them, seriously closes a lot of gaps that a lot of people have with reading with issues. I highly recommend it. Annotate the text as you read, following the outline in both the Canvas assignment. So again, you're following that particular annotation guideline. And I'm giving you about 15 minutes for this. After reading the text, complete the following. So with a group, you are completing 7 through 8 and 9 through 11. Independently, you need to do 12 and 13 on your own. And then the main argument, the overall summary, is also going to be on your own. All right, let me see what else I have here. And then you're going to turn in your assignment. So the one thing that you aren't going to get to do that I wanted to do for you is, and again, y'all should know kind of where to get to here with this. It's in modules at the bottom here in U1L1.2. So that's where you're doing your descriptive outlining with me right now. And then your group, and then independently. So, and to help you out, I gave you a direct link to your rhetorically accurate strong verbs. And I have my daughter walking up the stairs, so she's probably going to interrupt my video, but that's okay. Y'all understand, I have little ones. So these are here to help you use some strong verbs when you do your does part. So again, this is done for you, and I give you some extra explanation right here. All right. And then notice I have some stuff in different colors to help you. So I'm going to model this says and does. Paragraph 7 through 8, the group is going to do it. 9 through 11, group. 12 is all you. 13 all you. Main argument is all you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to 6. And I'm going to read 6. I'm going to read 6, and then I'm going to do the descriptive outline for 6 right now. So if you're ready to continue on, if you've read everything, if you've read through 1 through 5 and you're ready to do 6, this is great. You can do this with me, and then your group can continue on from here working together. Technology challenges us to look at our human values. We can try to use technology to cure Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, which would be a blessing. Typo. But that blessing is not a reason to move from artificial brain enhancement to artificial intimacy. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. What is she saying in this paragraph? So she's actually praising technology. So I would say technology can be a blessing. It can be. I agree. And then she uses 2 particular things. She talks about Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. Parkinson's is this disease where you shake uncontrollably. And then Alzheimer's is when you're losing your memory. You can either lose your short term or I think your long term. I'm not sure exactly how that one works. I know my grandmother has a little bit of it. She's got like more of a short term memory loss. She'll ask you the same question about 3 times over within a matter of maybe 5 or 10 minutes. She forgets the answer, but she knows who we are. She recognizes faces. She knows what's going on. But if she goes, hey, you know, what time are you leaving tomorrow? 8 a.m., you know, mama. 3 minutes later, what time are you leaving tomorrow? I'll get the same question. So technology can be a blessing and in regards basically, so especially when it helps to combat, I like that word, combat human disease. So instead of being really specific, I'm summarizing. So I'm not saying Parkinson and Alzheimer's, I'm summarizing that up, human disease. But she goes back against it. However, great transitional word right there. However, that doesn't mean it can or should provide artificial intimacy. So I'm pulling some direct quotes from her, and that's perfectly fine, because in order to summarize the main idea, I've got to have some pieces directly from the text. If you would be so kind, please unbold this part for me. It just makes it easier to read a little bit. If you leave it bold, it's no big deal. I can still read it. So that's my sets. Technology can be a blessing, especially when it helps to combat human disease. However, that doesn't mean it can or should provide artificial intimacy. So here's my duds part. What does that do for me as a reader? She's basically, she's visually giving me like technology's all right when we're fixing diseases, brain enhancement overall. But it's not okay for intimate purposes. Intimate is a physical relationship in all bells and whistles. So Turkle, I want to use her name here because she's doing something as a writer. She's distinguishing. That's going to be my, or does she distinguishes? That's going to be my verb. Between using tech for brain enhancement and for intimacy. She is drawing a line. She is drawing the line. The line where technology needs to end and human interaction needs to begin. So technology is great for brain enhancement to fix diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. But when it comes to intimate relationships, that's where technology needs to have a stop and let human interaction take over. So that's how we're doing this here. That's my think through, and that's my teacher model for how to do this. I hope this helps you. So make sure you take this and you write this into yours. And then as a group, read and annotate 7 through 8 and do the says and does. As a group, read and annotate 9 through 11, says and does. And then on your own, let's work on these and give me your main argument. Alrighty. I think that is the gist of 1.12, 1.12. Hopefully this video has helped you. And, I hope you were able to, pause the video in certain points and then continue on whenever you needed to. And hopefully I will see you guys on Thursday. All right. Enjoy your time.